CTV News with Jack Morse.
Concerning to hear that something like this could happen.
A brazen shooting has left a young man fighting to recover as Barrie Police hunt for two suspects who vanished into the night. Thank you for joining us. A 22-year-old is in hospital with serious injuries tonight after gunfire erupted in the city's northeast near Johnson Street and Shanty Bay Road yesterday evening. Now that is where we find CTV's Mike Lang live from the scene to bring us the latest. Mike, what do we know?
Well, Jack, the shooting happened in this parking lot right behind me. The area, as you could see, is no longer cordoned off, but police are searching for multiple suspects who fled the scene right after the incident.
Bro, cops up there. Cops crossing the street there with ARs.
Police and paramedics rushed to the Pines apartment complex after gunshots were heard at around 7:45 Tuesday evening.
I heard a loud bang. We assumed it was fireworks. We saw the entire SWAT team show up, and they had their dog, and they were running around the street trying to find scents and stuff.
Other neighbors thinking the sound of gunshots might have been thunder, voicing their concern about a violent crime happening in what they consider to be a safe neighborhood.
That's the ambulance that's following the cops.
A 22-year-old man was airlifted to a Toronto area hospital with serious injuries but is in stable condition. Police believe he was visiting a friend who lives in the apartment complex. Multiple suspects were then seen running toward Johnson's Beach, where they fled in a getaway vehicle near the Shanty Bay Road intersection.
We have witnesses that have identified two suspects that have fled the area. We do have information that there is possibly a third suspect involved as well.
Despite extensive search efforts by the tactical and canine units, no suspects were found. Police were unable to share further details about the getaway due to the ongoing nature of the investigation, but they believe the incident was targeted and did not rule out drug activity.
With any risk in lifestyle, we'll say lifestyle risks, there's an increase in the risk to your safety as well.
The apartment complex remained cordoned off until Wednesday afternoon. Investigators finding shell casings as they continued to investigate the area.
Our chief and our service, again, is working diligently on all these occurrences, and we do not tolerate or accept any violence within our city boundaries.
This marks the fourth shooting in Barrie in the last 6 weeks, and anyone with more information is asked to come forward. The Barrie Police reiterated that they will be upping more proactive patrols throughout the city this summer. Reporting live, I'm Mike Lang. Jack, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. CTV's Mike Lang reporting live for us tonight from northeast end of Barrie. We'll continue to follow this investigation. Police are also investigating a crash in South Barrie after a vehicle slammed into a traffic pole this afternoon. This is a look at the scene at the intersection of Mapleview Drive and Huronia Road. Officers say the driver was speeding at the time of the collision. Reportedly, the driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation is ongoing. While Paramedic Week is marked across Ontario, Bracebridge is launching a new tool designed to help keep roads safer by giving drivers a heads up when an emergency vehicle is coming. CTV's Luke Smart explains.
The first of its kind in Canada.
It'll help us shave seconds potentially off of our response times.
The new digital alert system has been installed in ambulances in Bracebridge.
By activating our light systems, a message will go out into 2018 or newer Stellantis vehicles, as well as those that are using the Waze navigation app, to let them know that we're approaching from behind or that they could be approaching us on the scene of a call.
An alert automatically appears on the display screen of your vehicle if Waze is being used, giving motorists time to pull over, allowing emergency services to safely pass.
This is really going to help our paramedics not need to be so reactive to what could be potentially erratic behavior in front of them. They'll be able to anticipate their moves better.
In partnerships with Ace Tech Global and Haas Alert Cloud, the system was deployed on Monday to begin the busy summer season. The Muskoka region traditionally sees a high volume of tourists in the summer, most of them who use the traffic apps to get to their destination.
Many of those people are going to be using a navigation app. So for those that are using Waze and may not be familiar with the streets, they'll know that an emergency is occurring around them, and it'll help us make things a lot safer.
Officials say they want to expand the alert system to all of Muskoka as soon as possible. Almost 5,000 Ontario emergency vehicles already have the software in their vehicles.
What's important to know is that there's no additional infrastructure required in order to activate the system. We just activate and turn on the software, and then the system is enabled.
The entire fleet here in Bracebridge is now equipped with this technology through Waze, and the company is hoping that this technology will soon be found in emergency vehicles across the province and bringing their system into other apps like Google and Apple Maps. Luke Samard, CTV News, Bracebridge.
On a windy stretch of Lake Simcoe, Minutes Point Park is turning into a playground for kite surfers. Colorful kites were out across the water today as riders leaped and carved through the waves. The local spot has become a go-to for the sport, with strong winds and open water drawing both experienced riders and those looking to test their skills. But are those windy conditions going to stick around? Well, we have the man who can answer that question, our Casey Colby. He joins us this evening from the Garden with our first look at weather. Case.
It's all about the wind. It truly is. That is a northeast wind, and it is exceptionally chilly. I can't imagine what that's like. Full marks be out on Lake Simcoe today as far as enjoying the sunshine and the water. Yeah, but it's a chilly one. And there's a frost advisory right across our region for this evening, spread right across. More on that in just a few minutes' time. Let's talk about first weather. Let's talk about the temperature outside your door. Of course, first weather brought to you by GravelDrivewayGuy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. The temperature outside our door, right here, 33 Beacon Road, 12 degrees, and the wind's, okay, shifting now from the west. It's still a very chilly wind, 20 to 40 K. And the temperature now, well, we're still in double digits. Most of us are anyway. We're looking at Owen Sound being 12, 14 in the Sunshine City of Orillia, 16 in Toronto, 10 in Newmarket, 14 in Gravenhurst, and 9 in Collingwood and Mount Forest. So yes, we do have some single digits. As far as the sunshine goes, yeah, lovely. Some light cloud for this evening. That's something we can live with. And as mentioned, the frost warning goes right across our region. In fact, Jack, this is alarming. How large is this frost advisory? Well, it spreads from Sioux Lookout, Ontario to Sherbrooke, Quebec. That's more than 2,100 kilometers from heat wave to frost warning. Ha ha! Spring in Canada, back inside.
Thank you, Casey. Now, that cold and unpredictable spring weather has farmers across the region falling behind this growing season.
So those will be tasty strawberries in June. So far out here, it has been so cold, windy, rainy. It's been one of my worst springs in recent memory.
Kevin Ward of Fernwood Farm in Stayner says crops like asparagus are weeks behind because of the lack of warm weather. Just now starting to be ready to harvest. Meanwhile, perennials are holding their own, but warm weather annuals just aren't growing fast enough. The recent frost warnings have kept some farmers up through the night, protecting delicate berry crops with irrigation and covers to prevent damage.
With days like this, it would be tough for pollinators to get out here today. Every day, other than the past few hot ones we've had, I've been out here in ski gear because it's been -2 with the wind chill almost every day. So it's made it very tricky this year to get planting done and taking care of the crops. If it turns hot and things get back to normal and stuff can really grow, with the moisture that's in the ground, stuff's actually going to come up real quick and fast, and I think we can get crops into people's tables even quicker.
With more cool weather possibly on the way, farmers say they're hoping a warm weekend can help turn this season around. After being convicted of first-degree murder, killing his former girlfriend inside her Richmond Hill home 3 years ago, a Toronto man has now been sentenced. CTV's Mike Arcelidis reports, but first a warning, this story contains graphic details.
Daniel Matten has been handed a mandatory life sentence with no chance of parole for 25 years after a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder for the killing of his former partner, Marina Nagolia, 3 years ago inside her Richmond Hill home. Matten, who is now 38, was convicted in March following a 5-week trial. In sentencing Matten, Justice Marcella Henschel said he committed horrific acts of violence against Nagolia, whose trust he breached after she allowed him into her home. The Newmarket judge said Matten murdered Nagolia while committing or attempting to commit a sexual assault as he stabbed the 43-year-old woman repeatedly. Matten, the court heard, was found with self-inflicted stab wounds to his throat. The forensic pathologist ruled Nagolia died of neck compressions. The court heard it was on August 25, 2023, when police were called to a home on Taylor Mills Drive South for a welfare check, and investigators found Nagolia's body. Matten was taken into custody, initially charged with second-degree murder. He has been behind bars since that night. Nagolia, who was a former model from Russia, dated Matten for about 4 years until she ended their relationship. Matten attempted to reconcile with Nagolia, and 2 days after returning from a trip to Cuba, Nagolia was dead. The court was shown several pieces of evidence, including photos from inside Nagolia's home. A broken metal knife was recovered, found by police in Nagolia's left hand. The Crown said Matten placed the broken knife in Nagolia's hand and took steps to cover up the blood found on Nagolia's bed. The Crown told the jury Matten and Nagolia got into an argument. When Matten became upset, Nagolia had moved on, leading him to murder her. When offered an opportunity to address the court, Matten said he prayed for those in the courtroom in the name of Jesus. As part of his sentence, Matten is banned from having weapons on him for life and is not to communicate with the loved ones of Maria Nagolia. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Newmarket.
One person is dead and another in hospital after a house fire in Dwight last night. It happened at a home on Spring Lake Road in the township of Lake of Bays, where crews found one person dead inside the home. A second victim was transported to hospital. The office of the fire marshal has been called in to investigate. Toronto-based company Aecon Utilities Incorporated has been fined after a worker died in a drowning at a job site in King City. It happened in July 2024. The worker was in a trench when a severe storm rolled through and it became filled with water. The Ministry of Labour claims the company failed to ensure equipment wasn't used during that extreme weather. It's been fined $175,000. The province is putting forward proposed changes to crack down on illegal truck yards across Ontario. The amendments to the Planning Act would give municipalities the power to issue fines for illegal land uses, that including truck depots operating on rural, agricultural or residential properties. Government leaders say the changes will help address complaints about noise, safety and risk, as well as damage to local roads caused by large unauthorized truck operations.
Right now, what we're in the process of doing is identifying sites in high-volume areas. So, for example, in Vaughan region and Caledon region, the Highway 50 is a huge belt for the trucking industry. We're looking at identifying parcels of land around this area, which we can then develop as per the Ministry of Transportation, develop into legal, permitted truck yards that are safe, that are in a controlled environment.
The legislation is set to be introduced next week. The head of Canada's military has been nominated for the top role in NATO. A Liberal government has put forth General Jenny Carnigan's name for the chair of the NATO Military Committee, the main military advisor to the Secretary General, Mark Rutte. Carnigan has served as the Chief of Defence Staff since 2024 and will continue to lead the Canadian military while the selection process is underway. Election is set for September. A new study is out highlighting the differences in breast cancer diagnosis and death rates across the country. CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin breaks down the research for us.
Patricia Russell calls Brampton, Ontario, home, and she's survived breast cancer twice, 2 diagnoses 13 years apart.
It just felt like a kick in the stomach when I was diagnosed. It was it was a high time in my life. And the doctor told me that you have the bad kind.
It's triple negative, an aggressive subtype. She says she received excellent care. A new study found geography tells the story when it comes to breast cancer risk, mortality, and experts say care. Statistics Canada found the incidence of breast cancer is highest in rural regions of Quebec, Ontario, and the prairies, but also in some urban centres with large immigrant and racialized populations. In contrast, fewer women face a diagnosis in large metropolitan centres like Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, as well as in northern and remote regions.
Having access to data like this is really just so crucial for decision makers and policymakers to have a better understanding of where resources are really needed. So this really does bear out the fact that in many communities outside of the big urban centers, there is that lack of access to being able to book an easy appointment with for a mammogram.
The study also found where you live impacts the risk of dying from breast cancer differently. It's highest in rural eastern regions, lowest in large urban centers where there's better access to treatment and follow-up care. Russell is now doing well and a tireless advocate helping other women through a support group.
I'm very aware and I'm very conscious and passionate about educating, especially women in the Black community, because we tend to not take care of ourselves the way that we need to.
She's also pushing for removing as many barriers to care as possible, no matter where home is. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Ontario's banning the government and OPP from using or buying Chinese-made drones. The province says there are security concerns surrounding the drones, which could potentially access or store sensitive information. Its plan includes phasing out Chinese-made drones now being used, replacing them with those manufactured here in Canada or in other approved jurisdictions. The government says restrictions align with other organizations, including the Canadian military and RCMP. Drones are currently used for emergency management, wildfire monitoring, road and bridge inspections, as well as environmental monitoring. Meanwhile, the OPP has released the numbers from the latest long weekend holiday blitz, recording more than 8,000 charges for things like impaired driving, speeding, and seatbelt infractions. Bracebridge Mayor Rick Maloney is seeking another term in office, officially announcing his bid for re-election in the upcoming municipal vote. In a statement, he pointed to what he calls strong momentum in Bracebridge, including solid municipal finances and progress on the town's climate action plan. Looking ahead, Maloney says his campaign will focus on managing growth, improving infrastructure, and protecting the community's natural character. He served as mayor since 2022, following years on council that began all the way back in 2010. Premier Doug Ford was in Barrie today, touring Flags Unlimited, showing his support for the local company. The Premier got up close a look at the facility, which produces flags shipped around the country and the world, putting Ontario's manufacturing and Canadian pride on full display. The Barrie company recently marked its 60th anniversary, one of the country's largest and most trusted flag makers. The future home of the Barrie Performing Arts and Convention Centre took another step forward today. A ceremony was held to unveil a sign at the site of the old Sea Cadets building on Simcoe Street. Mayor Alex Nuttall and members of council gathered to highlight the vision for the new community hub, expected to bring major events, live entertainment, and economic growth to downtown Barrie.
This is a beautiful 600-seat theater, as well as a 300-seat dinner theater that, when you take the chairs out of those, turns into about a 2,000-person convention space. So there'll be some pretty large business gatherings, some pretty amazing arts shown in this venue, and certainly a great community center for our entire city.
Construction on the project will begin as soon as the new Sea Cadet facility is complete, planned to be fully operational in 2029. Coming up, community comes together at Eastview Secondary School for Relay for Life, raising money, honoring survivors, and showing no one has to face cancer alone. Plus, Arts Aurelia and the Chippewas of Rama First Nation invite you to be entertained and educated with Indigenous artists and storytellers. Just ahead, where you can see that. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Amory's got the Watchmen, Bahamas. It's going to be great.
Relay for Life filled Eastville Secondary School today. Students, their families, and community members walked to support the fight against cancer.
We have 250 schools doing Relay for Life across Canada, and it's really great to see the kids out having fun, playing games, doing something that's really important for a great cause.
The event ran from morning until afternoon, with teams taking laps, activities, and entertainment while honoring cancer survivors and remembering lost loved ones.
We did a lot of fundraising, a lot of pre-preparing, reaching out to different sponsors and just getting people to come and help us with food, stuff like that. And also fundraising was a big part. Our school we all came together and raised a lot of money.
So far, we have raised over $30,000 for the Canadian Cancer Society. We're continuing to raise money throughout the day, and students are going to be involved in a celebration of activities.
As I was driving in today, there was actually a news article on the radio about current funding. We're funding trials for lung cancer. This is where that money goes. That's current. As of today, a new trial is starting up in Canada to help lung cancer patients.
Organizers say every dollar raised helps fund groundbreaking cancer research and supports Canadians facing the disease. Keep an eye out when you're strolling through downtown Barrie. Visual pieces are taking over unusual canvases. Splashes of color are turning downtown Barrie patio fencing into public art, with local artists transforming everyday barriers into creative canvases at 6 businesses along Dunlop and Bayfield. The installations invite people to experience the city in a new way through the theme Rhythms of the City, exploring the patterns, movement, and energy that shape Barrie's urban life. The Gathering Festival of First Nations Stories in Orillia is a 4-day celebration of Indigenous culture, indoors and out, that welcomes everyone.
Well, there's trouble all around us. Police are on.
Tonight, Arts Orillia at Creative Nomad Studios starts the gathering off with music, film, and workshops. Tomorrow, it's off to Couchiching Park to educate and entertain students with Indigenous stories and music. And Saturday, the learning experience wraps up at Rama Community Hall.
Belonging, allyship, whether you're Indigenous or non-Indigenous, coming together, bringing those stories, those talents, the performances that you're going to hear. It's really exciting for me because it's important to bring people into our community.
Oh, Mama, we won't look back. Yeah.
Tickets for the event are available at Creative Nomad Studios and Arts Orillia. There are always plenty happening around the region. To make sure you don't miss out on any of the fun, here's Bounce 1041 Morning Show host Martin Van Coy with your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 1041. Kicking things off, the Inked Circus Tattoo Expo takes over Eastview Arena in Barrie all weekend long. It's Ontario's premier tattoo expo tour, featuring world-class artists, live entertainment, and a high-energy atmosphere celebrating creativity and self-expression. You can learn more at inkedcircusexpos.com. Moving on to The Gathering, Festival of First Nations in Orillia and the Rama region got underway today, and it runs until Saturday. The event features elementary and high school education sessions and wraps up on Saturday with a public gathering at Rama Community Hall. It's going to be featuring Indigenous authors, storytellers, and musicians. You can learn more at artsorillia.ca. Also this weekend is a pretty sweet event. The Beaten Honey and Garden Festival returns to New Tecumseh, celebrating local agriculture and community spirit with 200 vendors, fresh goods, and family-friendly fun. It's happening Saturday from 9 to 4 p.m., and you can find more details at thehoneyfestival.com. And lastly, Public Works Palooza is happening Saturday in Midland from 11 to 2 at the Bourgeois Community Center. It's a hands-on event where you can check out trucks, equipment, games, and a community barbecue, all while learning about the teams that keep Midland running. You can find more info at midland.ca. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 1041 and Pure Country 106.
Coming up, the Winona 2 hits the water for the first cruise of the season, celebrating a big year for Muskoka. We'll take you aboard, but first, let's check in with Casey in the garden.
Did you know that yesterday Collingwood, a record-setting temperature 32.4 degrees this evening, in less than 36 hours, the temperature will drop about 28 degrees. Yeah, that's spring in Canada. Enjoy. Summer arrives 1 month tomorrow. Our weather watcher Artiste can't wait. Kaylee says this is the perfect summer day. Well done. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're
We're Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away pairs of tickets to see Journey for when they come to Toronto on November 4th.
Yeah, so make sure you're listening from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
This week, we want to see your May flowers. Show us how your gardens grow. Send it to picturethis@ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. If you need some help kickstarting your garden, well, the Barrie Public Library is offering free seed packs for residents. Available to all branches, the seed library includes flowers, vegetables, beans, corn, and some fruit seeds. There are also gardening kits you can borrow, along with online guides featuring tips on soil, watering, and plant care. Now, Casey, my backyard has been a bit of a mess. I've been working on the grass. I even planted some onion, but I think the frost got him. Are you a gardener, Casey?
Not at all. No, not at all.
So
I'll cut the grass. I'll cut the grass, but I'm not much of a green thumb. No, I'm not. I wish I was, but no. And for those who are green thumbs, I better cover up those tender plants this evening because there is a frost warning right across our region, entirely across our region. Heat warnings yesterday and frost warnings today. Let's go with the forecast. It can only get better, right? Oh, the sun's shining. That's lovely. 11 degrees in Owen Sound right now. 9 holding steady at 9 degrees in Mount Forest, 14 in Toronto. Looks like 13 in Orillia, 13 in Gravenhurst, and call it 10 up Parry Sound Way and 10 in Collingwood. Beautiful Collingwood. This is a look at the almanac today. 20 degrees. Well, it was 20 degrees around about 3 minutes after midnight. And the temperature has become increasingly cooler. 20 and 6, that's the high, that's the low. A record 31.7. Second day in a row, 31.7 in 1871. So 1871, bit of a heat wave. We'll see about tomorrow. See if they have the record temperature for tomorrow. Sunrise tomorrow, make that 5:45. Sets at 8:45. 15 hours of daylight. This is the forecast radar, and beautiful evening, incidentally. Some cloud cover, but it just adds a little drama to the sunset. Don't you agree? Oh, somebody paint something, please. This is the Southern Tip of Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe. As mentioned, risk of frost this evening, or a frost advisory, or a frost warning. It's frost. 1 and 2 degrees, and it's a cool wind too. 20 to 40 k out of the northeast. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Sunny skies, 12 and 14. Enjoy. That northeast wind is still blowing though tomorrow, so it is a cool one still at 14 degrees. But the sun is lovely. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 2, 3, 4 degrees. Clear skies this evening, and then for tomorrow, 14, 15, and 16 in Richmond Hill. And sunshine for your Thursday? Yes, Thursday. Yeah, I'll get it right. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton. -1 in Huntsville this evening. Yes, as mentioned, the risk of frost, the frost advisory right across our region. A few clouds. And then tomorrow, clearing skies, 14 to 15 degrees. Sunny, sunny, sunny. Is it going to stick around? Well, that's tonight and tomorrow. The answer can be found in the Diamond & Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. And here we go, looking for answers in Simcoe County, and the answer is no. Friday, here comes the cloud cover. 18 degrees. Cloudy skies, looks like Saturday rain, and 12. 16 on Friday, make that Sunday. Cloudy skies want to stick around. Well, there we go. Peak of sunshine on Monday, 19. They were on the rebound there as far as temperatures go. I'll let you know that right now. I looked ahead. I peeked ahead. 5-day extended forecast, York region. Have a look. Yeah, cloud cover on Friday for your weekend. 16, 14 on Saturday. Cloudy, and it looks like showers. 40% chance of showers continuing on the Sunday, and 18. We're getting warmer. 20 degrees on the Monday, slight chance of a shower, and fair skies. This is the 5-day extended forecast. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday with all cloud cover, cloud filled. 19 on the Friday, 16 and showers everywhere right across our region at this point anyway, as per Environment Canada. Sunday, it looks like cloudy skies continue, and it looks like a 40% chance of showers, and 19, bumping it up to 19 degrees on the Monday with a peak of sunshine. And now wearing a toque, Well, it's Stanley Cup playoff time, so it feels fitting, and certainly you need it tonight if you're out for a walk. Back inside, Jack.
The Winona 2 set sail today for its first cruise of the season in Gravenhurst, kicking off another year on the Muskoka waterfront.
It's a little early in the season for our cruising, but at least the sun's out, and we've got 200 people on board the ship today, so we're very happy.
The historic steamship hosted Muskoka Tourism's annual general meeting and celebration, bringing together municipal leaders, tourism officials, and operators from across the region. They celebrated a record year for tourism in Muskoka and looking ahead to a busy summer.
Muskoka is nothing without our tourism operators, so it's a chance to come together with our municipal leaders, our community champions, our operators that work day in and day out, and for them to have a chance to enjoy a day on the water before Muskoka gets very, very busy. There's nothing better than this.
We have over 35,000 people on the ships every year and over 20,000 people on that come through the Muskoka Discovery Center. So tourism's a big part of our organization. It's certainly the most part, and we like to think that we're a community organization and we contribute to the tourism economy.
The Grand Vessel is a modern replica steamship, the only fleet of its kind in Canada, and hosts Muskoka Lakes cruises throughout the spring and summer season. We're just 17 days away from turning up the volume on summer with the kickoff of our 2026 Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series.
Crazy ones, and probably a few hazy ones.
This year's festival is bringing full days of fun to Barrie's waterfront at Meridian Place. Interactive entertainment running from noon till night. The first event is happening June 6th with the Roadhammers headlining, and tonight we're revealing who will open for them.
You run around in your summer dress, your Sunday best, living life misunderstood.
That's a listen to Sam Pauly and the Old Tomorrows. Formed in downtown Toronto, the band draws its sounds from the 50s and 60s, promising a unique blend of boogie and groovy tunes to the stage. The second concert will be headlined by the Watchmen on July 25th, and here's who'll be opening for them.
This is goodbye, but it ain't so long. I've been singing all of these same damn songs.
That's the rock band Stuck on Planet Earth, a trio from Vaughan that pride themselves in their alternative sound, edgy, moody, and groovy. Now for the third opener, who will take the stage ahead of Bahamas on August 15th.
Because I don't want to waste my time, always trying to be right. Don't really know what to do.
Toronto-based Canadian indie rock band Zeus is bringing their retro-inspired sound with some sunny power pop hooks. A reminder, the Troubadour Festival is completely free, open to all, presented by Paul Sadlin Motors, and brought to you by CTV Barrie, Pure Country 106, Bounce 1041, and the Downtown Barrie BIA. For the full schedule of events and more information, head to ctvbarrie.ca and click on the Summer Concert Series tab. Still to come, new concerns over maple washing. As regulators flag a rise in questionable labeling practices, legal action could be on the table. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Recapping our top stories, a 22-year-old man is in a Toronto trauma center after a shooting in Northeast Barrie last night. K9 and the tactical unit were on the scene searching for two suspects still at large. Police say it was a targeted shooting. The investigation is ongoing. Daniel Matin has been sentenced to life with no chance of parole for 25 years after a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder, killing his former girlfriend inside her Richmond Hill home 3 years ago. A Newmarket judge said he stabbed her repeatedly while trying to commit sexual assault. A new safety system is now up and running on ambulances in Bracebridge. It'll send an alert right to the screen of a Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, or Fiat, or anyone using the Waze navigation app that the emergency vehicle is coming their way. Now they want to roll it out to all of Muskoka. A new warning from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency raising red flags about so-called maple washing. Officials say the practice is on the rise across the country. As CTV's Abigail Beeman reports, it could now spark legal action.
You tend to look for origin on what you buy?
Yes, I do. I try to get Canadian.
Trade tensions with the U.S. have many shoppers looking to buy Canadian where possible, and they tell us they don't appreciate attempts to maple wash.
People are trying to sort of vote with their dollars when it comes to what they want international policy to be.
It's not fair. It's not right. I want to know where it's coming from.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says complaints about maple washing are on the rise, 400 since the start of 2025 when the trade war heated up.
Classic situations of false representations or misleading advertising.
Joey Zukran is one of the lawyers behind a yet-to-be-certified class action lawsuit taking aim at a string of stores with examples like a maple leaf beside a can of soup that says product of USA and tomatoes advertised as a product of Canada that say product of Mexico.
The allegations in the lawsuit are clear that this was done to attract or touch on the sensitivity that many Canadians have shopping, especially in these times.
Not all products at Canadian grocery stores are even required to have their country of origin listed. There's no official logo for Made in Canada, and according to the CFIA's own website, a maple leaf on a product doesn't necessarily mean it's Canadian.
We need stronger penalties. We need greater enforcement.
In addition to consumer confusion, this entrepreneur lecturer says maple washing is unfair to Canadian suppliers who can lose business in the process.
Some kind of a certification mechanism would help.
Of the big retailers, only Sobeys and Loblaw responded to a CTV News request by deadline. Both acknowledged some isolated incidents they say they worked quickly to fix. Loblaw companies were slapped with 2 of the 7 fines the CFIA handed out. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
The blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is raising concerns beyond just oil prices. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization is warning it could trigger a full-blown global food crisis within 6 to 12 months. About 1/5 of the global oil and 1/3 of the world's fertilizer supply moves through the strait. Officials say that disruption could hit farmers hard during the critical summer growing season. The group is calling for greater focus on alternative land and sea routes, along with tariff exemptions for food aid to help ease potential shortages. With global supply chains under pressure and new worries over food and energy security, investors are watching markets closely. Let's take a look at how the numbers reacted today. The TSX was up 420 points. The Dow was up 645. The Nasdaq up 399. In commodities, oil was down, closing at $98.26 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,535 an ounce. And our dollar was up, ending the day at 72.72 cents U.S. Disney's facing a new lawsuit over privacy concerns at its California theme parks. A class action suit accuses Disney of improperly using facial recognition technology at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. It's seeking $5 million in damages on behalf of guests who claim the tech was used without their knowledge or consent. Disney has said the claims are without merit. The park offers some front entrance lanes that do not use facial recognition software. The cost of hosting the World Cup will be over $1 billion, according to the federal budget watchdog. About half of that comes from the federal government, with other levels of government, including the cities of Toronto and Vancouver, paying for the rest. Canada's hosting 13 matches between those two cities, with an estimated cost of $82 million per game. That amount is in line with past public spending at World Cups. Many kids like to play video games, and while lots can be downloaded and played for free, some have extra add-ons that, if you're not careful, can really add up. CTV's Pat Forn has more on the Wasaga Beach grandmother now paying the price.
Roblox is the best game in the whole entire world.
8-year-old Dominic loves Roblox, an online platform where users play games, hang out with friends, and build their own virtual worlds. The game itself is free to play, but users can buy premium avatar items, tools, and clothing within the gaming universe. Dominic wanted to make purchases and used his grandmother's credit card.
Like, how did I get access to her card? Went through her purse.
Lynn Ramsbottom of Wasaga Beach says over 2 months she had Roblox charges of $2,000. She doesn't blame her grandson, saying he didn't understand he was spending real money.
He said he was sorry, but I don't think he really understands the ramifications of, that kind of money being lost.
Ramsbottom reached out to Roblox about the charges, but she was told there were no refunds. When CTV News contacted the company, a spokesperson said the purchases were made through the Apple App Store. These charges cannot be refunded by Roblox.
The fact that he was able to find out everything he needed to use the phone and everything was unbelievable.
If you have children who play video games, Consumer Reports recommends setting up parental controls and creating passwords to prevent surprise charges.
Anytime they go to make an in-app purchase, whether that's for Roblox or literally anything on the App Store, you as the parent would get a notification on your phone that says, hey, your child is trying to make a purchase, accept or decline.
Using gift cards for games instead of linking a credit card can also help prevent overspending.
Once that gift card credit runs out, no more Roblox, no more whatever.
Ramsbottom says she's used the situation to help teach Dominic about money. He says he's learned a valuable lesson.
To not spend people's money and to be thankful for what I have.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
After the break, a one-on-one conversation with a Toronto Blue Jays outfielder. Nathan Lukes opens up about his journey to the big leagues and what it means to wear blue and white. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Taking a look at your primetime lineup for tonight at 8 o'clock, a 2-hour block of The Rookie at 10, Criminal Minds, and CTV News at 11. All right, now our latest edition of CTV's Hometown Team series. We caught up with Toronto Blue Jay outfielder Nathan Lukes. Here's what he had to say about his career and his love for Toronto.
Luke is coming over, and he has it.
So where did you grow up? Sacramento, California. I guess just right outside of it, Antelope. Competing with my brother. My brother, Shay, he's 3.5 years older than me. I've always wanted to be better than him, and I think he really helped me get to where I am now.
Who were the mentors, the people that really helped get you here?
I mean, mom and dad, they did everything for both of us. It was a hectic household.
Score. Jimenez behind him, and it's a huge 2-run single for Nathan Lukes. Does it mean more being able to do it with such a collective and doing it right here in Yankee Stadium?
I mean, that's what our season is. Our season was just all about passing that baton, getting the next person up. When I'm not here, it's all family. 2 kids now, and I feel like every second outside of this stadium, it goes to them. What's not to love about Toronto? The food, the drinks, the people. I guess really the only word is love. Hearing that pretty much every home game as of now is sold out. It speaks volumes to what our fans are like.
All right, let's take a swing and bat it outside to Casey one last time this evening for a look at our Get Up and Go forecast. Casey.
Here we go. The Get Up and Go forecast looks like this first thing tomorrow morning. We got a little sunshine our way. Let's have a look as far as temperatures go. And temperatures, yeah, still on the cool side without any question. But we're looking at temperatures of 2, 5, and 3. That's how this weather specialist counts. 2 degrees in Barrie, 5 degrees in Newmarket, and call it 3 degrees in Gravenhurst. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Beautiful sunset ahead. Jack, have yourself a great evening.
Thank you, KC. That's our newscast for tonight. I'm Jack Morse. Thank you for watching. I'll be back on the desk with your news at 11. Until then, good night.